it should be. There we go. Okay, so we got that. Okay, so Kevin Brown didn't really do any rushing for us. So that's that. We just gotta move these two around. Take him out. Okay, so let's go to wide receivers. This will have to change around. So, receiving. Oops, that's rushing. We want receiving. Teams. Hamilton. Okay, Kenny Lawler. Now, big shout out to Kenny the King Lawler. He actually set a career high in yards and touchdowns, and this is his very first full season that he's played. So I'm glad that we have him signed for next year. Keandre was actually in second with yards. So Keandre is actually signed for next year. It will be interesting to see. Keandre, not sure on these yet, so I will delete them for now. Next is Tim White. So with, oops, I was putting in Kenny Lawler's numbers. 18, 26, 84. So the thing is with, I did it again. Oh, no, that's right. 1016, 410, 12.154, 5 and, nope, 72. Next we have Greg Bell. Greg Bell had 72, 74, 62, 426. He had one touchdown. After that, so actually to make it easier, 18, 51, 34, 361, 10.6, 29, 2, 2, and 0. So let's get rid of these guys so we don't confuse ourselves. So Giovanni Robinson. Actually, we'll do Brandon Leary Orange because he's next on the list. 18, 14, 214, 95, 15.3, 31, 2, and 1. Jenny Augustine. 16, 12, 134, 0. Under him is Ternowski. 0. One eventually trades after him. Sheeton Bergling. 977 63 30 9.0 30 0 1. What else do we have here? Ward, we're not really going to count Ward. Johnny Robinson, what did I do for him? $18, 14, was looking at it. Okay, I said I did it wrong. 15.5. 2 and 1. Brennan Orange. 16, 37, 23, 36, 1, 3, 4, 15.7, 4, and 2. Okay, so Zy Wooden is 14, 1, 1, 10, 10.0, 10.0, 10, 0, 0. Okay, so Brooks is no longer on the team. But I have to add CFL.ca because we have added some future transactions. So I just want to double check. Okay, so he's down there. So Myron Mitchell. Camp. Okay, offensive line. Really nothing I have to do for offensive line. Defense we do. We're going to delete that comment. Because it was an inappropriate comment, so I'm not going to say what it said. Let's go to Hamilton. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so Hauser. $18, 43, 43, 0, 0. One. Okay. Next page. Rich says the Argos have linebackers that are look good in gold, black and gold, and he's a free agent. So if you're talking about McGinnis or Winton McInnes, it all depends on his salary. Because if you're going to use, let's say you don't bring Tim White back for the, what was Tim White making? Tim White was making $224,000. If you don't bring him back for that amount, you best be signing Winton McManus under that. Because if that's the case, because Winton McManus has not played a healthy game, has not played healthy within the last 2 years. So if I'm going out and risking it for the biscuit, as the saying goes, you best be signing him for under 100 or 225,000, because we need to use that on running backs. We need to use it on our offensive line, defensive line and linebackers. So I don't know if we go out and sign Wynton McManus. Hubert. Hubert. 8600000. Loop breaker. Can you even play this year, so we can take him out of there. 16, 18, 0, 2, 5. Oops. Okay, then we had Anderson, who's never recorded as tackle in his life. And then we have Mr. Asai. Twelve 39 39 0 3 8 0 2 0. And I don't think Webb really played for us. No, he hasn't. So we're going to take this over to our other screen. Okay, 35, 14, 18, 14. Now, keep in mind, it is possible that Fox didn't do Fox. 16. Let's see here. Rich says, do you bring back Bo? So, before I answer, I want to see what 3 down has for Calgary. Because I want to see with what I have for quarterback list. If it's really going to make much of a difference. Okay, so let's look at their potential free agent list. So they only have Logan Bonner. And right now, without adding Calgary or Hamilton's quarterbacks. Fajardo's probably either going to retire or go to Edmonton. There's no quarterbacks on here. So the only way... And Scott Milanovich has already come out and publicly said he wants Bo back next year. Or for at least for the next couple of years. So, the question is, do you have enough faith in Bo next year to bring him back? If you do, then you know you're re-signing Bo. If Bo wants to come back, that is. Then, if, say, for example, you don't have faith in Bo to bring him back, do you go with Taylor Powell? Because I can guarantee you, Powell's not going to want to sit on the bench all season like he did this year. I mean, he got a few reps. He got 8 reps. Really didn't do much. Like, it's just a matter of who do you trust. Garbutt, okay. And what? Okay, so we got all this now. Copy. Let's go over to my other screen. Okay, so move him up. Philip Osai, Casey Sales, Miles Fox. Favorites. Okay, so here's our sorted defensive line. So we got our defensive line all set. Let's go to the linebackers. Let's put this here. At least we can see the comments. Okay, Kyle Wilson is not on the team. Okay, so Ryan Baker. Okay, so I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go make myself a hot beverage. Okay. So Milanovic basically said earlier at his press conference on Sunday, which was yesterday, are they bringing, like, what his plans were? And he already said if Bo is going to play next year, he wants... I don't even think this guy... Oh, this guy's never... he wants Bo back next year. So it's a matter of if Bo's going to be re-signed for next year. So he's like, oh, I have to talk it over with my wife and my kids and discuss it with them. So that's basically what we're waiting for, is the word from Bo if Bo's playing next year. Is that interceptions or sacks? That is interceptions. Oops. So it will be... why did I do that again? It will be interesting to see where we are with that. So obviously he was making... what did I have up here? I had $338,000. Now that's obviously before all of his signing bonuses and all of that. So it'll be interesting to see where he is. I'll be right back. Just let me go get my drink. Nothing like a nice cup of hot chocolate once it gets into the minus weather. So we're just basically waiting on that. Then I believe don't quote me on it. I think after Bo decides if he's come back or not, then you pretty much have to decide on what you're doing with Tim White. Because what you are going to decide with Tim Waite, you will then be able to decide what you're doing with the team overall. Because if Tim Waite does not resign, you have that $225,000 that you paid him this year for next year. Then you can decide, okay, well, if we don't sign Tim Waite, then we have that extra money to upgrade elsewhere. Then you decide, okay, if we don't sign Tim Waite, we have money to be able to sign other players, such as, are we going to be going for are we going to be re-signing Greg Bell? If we don't go with Greg Bell, are we signing another free agent? So it all comes down to what you prioritize in re-signing your players. Let's just give this a little bit of room here. DBs, this is going to be the biggest one. Okay, so Talbot. So then you got to think to yourself, okay, I've already done this. So if we're going to add Amos in here. Well, I started this anyways. Stavros. He is on this first page. So, yeah, I started this and then didn't finish. 72693306. So then after you decide what you're doing with White, what you're doing with your running backs, then you have to decide, okay, how up on the board are they? Because now you have to sign your whole secondary. So you bring in Ambrose, Moxie you brought back. Stubblefield's in the same, so I don't really count him in the DBs. So I got to take him out. So all of your starting secondary has to be resigned. So now you got to decide, okay, who am I starting secondary am I going to bring back? Me personally, I would. Hold on, give me 1 second. I got to look at. I'm just trying to think because I think you got to at least bring Peters back. You could make a case for Amos. Wait, that's interceptions, not sacks. You definitely got to bring Stavros back. Dan Bell was a fullback. He's not there. So there's so many falling. He was on PR, so he didn't play. Or he didn't get any stats anyways, so we just... Woods the second. He was injured all season, so he didn't even play. So he won't. I can guarantee he probably won't be back because you already have a returner and Wooden. Who am I looking for? Burke Jr. 10, 6, 5, 1, 0, 0, 0. So it's going to be interesting to see because, like I said, they met at 6 o'clock this morning to decide what they want to do with their current free agents. It's just a matter of what they want to do, how they're going to prioritize them. Do they? Here's another big question. Do you sign free agents before you hire a GM? Because Tigercats don't have a GM right now. So it will be interesting if they re-sign players before they get a GM, or are they going to wait until they get a GM, then re-sign their players? So that will be that. Oops. Copy and paste. Paste. Okay, so I know what I wanted to do. Let's go over here. Let me just do this for a second because someone brought up a good question. Let me just send this out to these two. So, let's see. So we have Stavros first. Just sorting this on my other screen by tackle so that it's easier to see. Actually, Amos. So the other question is, with the secondary. So I can guarantee you Cacciatonius was 3 figures. Peters was 3 figures. So you're already looking at 300,000 just for 3 of your secondary group. I don't know what Moxie was. If Moxie was 5 or 6, then you have to think, okay, Destin Talbert was on his option year, so he's going to get a pay increase. So then you have to decide how much money you want to invest in your secondary. Then you have to look at what you want to do with the linebacker group. Because you have Stubblefield at Sam. You have Verisek at middle linebacker. Do you keep Fisher and go Fisher and Hill at the will linebacker? Or do you go a veteran at will linebacker? That is the question. And let me go back over to my comments. It's just the stream one that I don't need to repeat because it's spam. Special teams. Next. Field goals. Okay, so let's go with Hamilton. Okay, so Legio is signed for next year. So that's a good sign that we have Legio signed for next year. 48, 46. So he really only missed 2 extra points. Missed 4 field goals. So that's a good, decent, a very good year. I don't know if he has. Let's go. Oops, not what I want. I want punting and kickoffs, please. So we have Constantino. Obviously, he had 18. 90 punts, so he's down 12 punts this year. His average was 48 points. Oh, his longest was 84, 48.3. He didn't have any kickoffs. Legio had 72 kickoffs, 46, 23 yards, 64.2, 79, and 0. He had 5 singles. Josh Green didn't play anything because he was just on the PR. Kick return. Punt and kick return. So let's see what we have here. Woods. Oops. Woodson Sr. That's contract. So we're going to move this over. Yes, we're going to move this 1 over 1. That's gameplay. Okay, so 14, 38, 15.0, 84, 1. No. Longest was, okay, I did this wrong. 15. Okay, 570, 15, 84, 1, 42, 05, 26.3, 105, and 2. Do appreciate everyone that's joined us for today's stream, regardless if you're watching on Twitch YouTube or X. Would be greatly appreciated. Next was Quavani and White 2668 111. Oops. Let's try this again. 2669 11.5 24 0 6 102 17.0 29 0. And then Tim White. So 18 7 65 9.3 24 0 4 89 22.2 26 0. Okay, so that I can do this correctly. Where is my what did I do with my pencil? There it is. Okay, so now that we've done that, now I gotta pull up the free agent list so that we can take a look at the free agents. Let's see, did they come back with... Okay, so now that we got this, let's start looking at the free agents. So, all four are gone. So we do not have a single quarterback signed. For free agents. So we gotta lower this down a bit. We gotta move the offensive line down. Actually, you know what? We're gonna move everything down. Okay, I'm just going to zoom this out for a second so I can because we don't really have much linebackers. I can move this down a bit. Paste. So here's 3 last columns that we have. We can fill it with other people. I just gotta see. Let's see. Okay. So this is offensive line. There's really no stat per se per. Let's move it down here for offensive line. So I don't know how you determine. Not on CFL.ca, anyways. So we got that. So we can take wide receivers. One, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Move wide receivers down. We can take these guys. Now, keep in mind, this list here is 1, 2, 3, 4. This list here is not 100% free agent list moving forward. People can resign. People can retire. People can walk. This is just as of right now list before they resign. Okay, so we got to go over to the Hamilton side and copy and paste all 4 of these. Free agent tracker. Paste. Delete. Paste. Okay, so so we got that. So let's go back over to the Hamilton side for a second. And we have both of them. Okay, so that's, we can delete that. So this is actually 2025, not. These 2 are at least gone. So, going back to the running backs, Hamilton paid $90,000 for Johnny Augustine. Could you see that as as enough from what you saw from him this year? Like, would you say 242 yards rushing, average of 4, for what you got for Johnny Augustine is worth enough to sign him again? Okay, so we got to go over here for a second. Let's bring up my sticky note. Okay, so we have. Oh, we forgot Kevin Brown too. Can't forget Kevin Brown. Even though Kevin Brown didn't really play, he was more of a PR person. Oops, we can delete Kevin Brown's here, so we only have Lee Trey. Okay, so we gotta bring all these people over to our spreadsheet, or over to our sticky notes. So Kendra, no. Johnny Robinson, no. Kenny Lillard, no. Myron Mitchell. We'll keep Drew Olatursk again because I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so Tim White. Chernowski, Brandon Larry Orange. And Keaton Bergling. Okay, so the question is, I don't know if it was an error or not. If he is indeed signed for next season, there's your American and there's your national Drew Wolodarski. So you have Keandre Smith and Drew Wolodarski. You could technically sign Tyler Ternowski for special teams. Do you bring Brendan Leary Orange back and go with 3 starting nationals and 2 Americans with Kenny Lawler Bridges, and then go with Keandre Wolodarski and think. And Brandon O'Leary Orange. Because as of right now, I don't see him on Dave Hodges' free agent list, and I don't see anywhere else where he would be listed as a free agent. So let me just double check. Okay, so let's go back here. And look at this. So we've done that. So let's go to offensive line. So I don't know how suspended players work. So I'm assuming suspended players are still rights are owned by the team. So we have Quentin Barrow. I don't even have him on my list. Okay. Quentin Barrow. Bordner. Okay, so he's at the top, that's why. Okay, Bordner. He's still there. Jordan Murray, Revenberg, Woodmansey, Zott. Okay, these guys are still here. Okay, so Oro, Ordner, Murray, Rovenberg, Zott, and Woodmansey. So we have these guys. So the Braden Swartout, I'm going to count him as camp because he's still on the injured reserve list, and he's not on here, and he wasn't released. So I'm going to leave him on the list for now. So we have that. Let's take out 2025. We can do that at the end. Okay, so this we will add to the free agent list. Actually, take out that. Defensive lines. We will have to move you guys down a bit. More. So it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will take that. Copy that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we do not want to pull any of these. Oh, I haven't added the wide receivers. Okay. Let's just put these guys first. Okay. Take all these guys. Copy. Paste. Okay, that should give me enough room. Okay, that. Because I still have to add Calgary eventually, so. And I went and removed. And I probably removed them, right? Son of a gun. Okay. Well, Bridges is still here, so I can move him over. Copy tweet. Okay, so we have Bergling. National. Leary. Orange. National. Ternowski. National. Oops. Let's put it there and then template. else? Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of people that says so far. Let me pull up my poll that I did earlier. So far, 66 votes. There's still 1 day left. Of the 66% or 66 people that voted, 27.3% say sign Tim White. If you now keep in mind, this is if we signed Bridges already. Another 10.6% is saying sign a cheaper wide receiver with the money that we have from Tim White's contract this year. And 62.1% people are saying to take the $227,000 or $225,000 that we paid Tim White and upgrade it on running backs, defensive line, and linebackers. So that is where that poll currently sits. Tim White is an American. Okay, so now, don't think that they need that big of a space. So let's bump it back up here and put tilt there. Okay, so we can give them that much room. Linebackers, we got to move down a bit more. Same with everyone else. So let's say defensive line. We'll go here. Paste. Okay, so this is defensive line. Extra spots. Because like I said, I still have to do Calgary. I still have to do BC. The only one that we have from defensive line is Jordan Hauser. And let's go and pick him up. Let's go and paste that. So this is going to be the cream of the crop free agent list this year, depending on who signs who and where. It will determine okay. Let's see here. Let's go back here, and so we're going to line backers, that's defensive line, so TVs we have to move down a bit. You know, we'll move DBs down to here. So linebackers. So we did offensive line, defensive line, and linebackers now. So we only have two, and that's Hoyt and Brian Cole II. So we can move these guys up. Someone just sent me a DM. I just want to see. That's going to be interesting too. Where's it going? Oh, yeah, it's going here. Okay, so let's go with linebackers. Cole. So Cole was only making $90,000 this year. That's not too bad, considering that's just $15,000 more than a rookie. Let's put these guys with the linebackers. Okay, and move this over to Collins. Paste to paste. And center that. Okay, so that is done. Next we have defensive backs. This is the thing that's going to upset most Tigercat fans. So we can fix this. He's gone. He's a free agent, so we won't include him. DBs. Okay, so Cacciatones, Telbert, Peters, Moxie, Amos, Patrick Burke. Ooh, so... Oh, yeah, he's a specialist. Okay, so they have him under specialist. So Woods the Third is actually a free agent too. He's just listed under specialist. So we can take all of these guys. So let me just remove them from this end. Complete. Let me go back here for a second. let's see here. Football operations. Do we have? So we have pro scouting, Alex, director of player personnel. Let me just grab this for a second, folks, so I can send this to someone. Okay, so let's go back here. And so Woods is actually on the specialist list, so that's an easy one to do. We can just put him on specialists. Actually, no, I'll just count him as specialist. I'll have to relook at all the specialists that were free agents. Okay, so let's go back to here. And go to Hamilton. Don't forget, we will be live streaming the free agent day on the channel. Okay, Walton I'm keeping because he was just signed to a future contract today. White, I'm sure, is signed to a 1+1 option. And then obviously we have okay, so Josh Green is not here. So that is everything on our end. Let me go back to our depth chart here. Let me put Walterski here. What was he? He was Tigercats. Let's see, because I can't remember what number he was because he didn't play. $82. So until we know if he is with us or not, we are going to keep him on the list. So this is what the team looks like right now. As far as signed for next year, there's a lot of signings we have to do, regardless if it's re-signs or just signings in general. There's a lot. Like we have no quarterbacks, no quarterbacks, no running backs. We need 2 wide receivers, at least. Maybe 1 upgrade on defensive line. Definitely linebacker and 4, if not all of our secondary. So, with us doing that, I gotta add those people to our DB list. Let's put that there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. I'm gonna move this up a bit more. I know I'm gonna have to edit this again. Delete and check that out. Then go over to here, grab this, copy that, paste. Special teams, we're going to take this out. Take that out. That and that. And put this down a bit. Just try to add in some players from here. Gonna do that. And we need to include actually we can do it down here. Specialists. Returns. Oops. Punt returns, yards, average, 8 long touchdowns, kickoff returns, yards, average, long touchdown. Okay, then we can include corner weights, long snapper, and Lawrence. We already have him. Isaiah. Let's see here. Okay, we're gonna move this over. So we can just leave that. Okay, so now that we got that all situated, let's take a look at Draft 2026. So, this one is Winnipeg. This is BC. Or this is Calgary. Hamilton. BC. And this one is Montreal/Sask. And this one is. So now I can go and update all of the picks except for those rounds. Okay, so every team has their first. Ottawa, Toronto, Edmonton. Ooh, so these two swap. 6, Calgary. Oh, this one's 5. BC. Okay, then those two. Okay, round 2. BC has 15. No, I'll just do it this way. National. Oops. We'll do this, and that. Okay, so this is 10, 11, 12 is Edmonton, 13 is Winnipeg, 14 Hamilton, 15 BC via Calgary, 16 is Toronto via BC. This one is 17, 18, and then the two teams that have played the most national players this year. 20. Okay, so then we go to round 3. Everyone has their own pick except for 23, 20, oops, 4, 25, 26, 27, Calgary via BC. So I have back-to-back picks. This one is 28. That one's 29. And then we have, I just want to make sure, okay, I'm not missing any messages. What did I just get a message for? Must have seen something in them. Oh. Okay, so round 4. Okay, everything is the same except for Calgary. So Calgary, I want to say, is pretty much has no draft picks. Or no, because they have 2 here. But then they lost this one here. So, I mean, this one just makes up for that extra one. No, they're 30, not 21. 30, 31, 32. Now, do keep in mind everything is subject to change. Because if anyone was over the salary cap this year, they lose draft picks. So this is just temporarily until we find out if anyone has missed any draft picks. 36. So this one is Ottawa via Calgary. Okay, now let's go to round 5. Round 5 we have, everyone has the correct picks. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 4. 6, 27. Round 6, same thing. Everyone has their own picks. So this was 48. Um, 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 okay, so this one's 1, 52, 53, 4, 5, 56. Um, so let's go back here. So we are here. So 7. Okay, so 57 belongs to Toronto. Yeah, Ottawa. Oops. 59. 80. 64. 65. And then 8. Everyone has their own pick. 66. 8. 9. 70. 1. 72. Okay, so we're gonna nip this in the butt. Go like this and this. Go up here and extra. So now that we've done that, let's go and post this. Paste. Okay, before I do this, let me redo these first. Receiving. Keep burgling. Hamilton. 9776339.3001. Familiar orange 16. 37. 22, 3, 36, 134, 15.3, 87, 42. Tversky, 16, 15, 11, 199, 10.8, 23, 180. Okay, now I'll take these out because I have to update them all. Let's go. Beyond this season. Don't have carry or PC added to the list yet. Okay, so we will put things to rest. Orange screen. I do appreciate all 51 people joining for the hour and 42 minutes live stream. This is Rick from Hamilton Sports Central, and have yourself a great rest of your day.